Do you think you could survive without saying yes or no? I mean, you can't even answer that question without saying those words. Yes and no are some of the most basic words in our language. They're some of the first words we learn in English, and their meaning is pretty universally understood. We most often use them in retaliation to a question. Like if someone asks you if you are hungry, you can either say yes or no. Yes meaning you could eat something, and no meaning you're stuffed. They are incredibly simple little words that pack an awful lot of meaning. They're not always this simple, however. In English, there are instances where no can mean yes and yes can mean no. We call these negative questions. This is when saying no gives an affirmative answer and saying yes a negative one. Sounds weird, I know, but it makes a lot more sense when you hear it in action. Take a question like, would you mind if I ate the last cookie? If you're happy with someone else eating it, your answer would be no, as in, no, I don't mind, go ahead. Meanwhile, if you wanted it for yourself, then you would scream, yes, I want that last cookie, yes, I do mind. This is a negative question in action, and you can see that they are really odd, especially if you don't speak English natively. For English speakers, however, you probably asked or answered a negative question at some point recently, but probably didn't realize how odd it was because they're just so ingrained into our language at this point. Yet, in the same way English's negative questions can confuse a non-speaker, other languages have questions that English speakers will struggle to answer too, and it all goes back to those two words of yes and no. As mentioned up top, these are two of the most commonly heard words in English, and suffice to say, speakers of the language would struggle if they didn't exist. Do you think you could survive without saying yes or no? I mean, you can't even answer that question without saying those words. You can't answer yes, you would survive, or no, you wouldn't, without saying yes or no. It'd be tough. While English will become much tougher to speak without these two little words, there are other languages out there that get by perfectly fine without them. Yeah, there are really tongues out there that lack those words of yes and no. Well, kind of, anyway. Many of these languages do contain words that are somewhat akin to English's yes and no, but they aren't used all that much, and especially aren't that used in regards to answering a question. This includes languages like Finnish, Celtic tongues like Welsh and Manx, and even languages like Portuguese, Nepali, and many of the Chinese languages. These are languages that on the whole, when a simple yes or no question is asked in them, the response isn't yes or no. So how do people who speak these languages respond instead? Well, before I reveal that, I will need to say a huge thank to my most recent patrons. Say thank you to new patrons Al73 and John DeWeird. Patreon is the best way to financially support Name Explain, and donating just $1 a month gets you ad-free videos, a chance to say what names are explained, an exclusive monthly newsletter, and your name at the end of these videos. All of that can be found at patreon.com/Name Explained, which we linked down below. Conversely, if you want to just make a one-time donation, you can leave a super thanks directly in the comment section of any of my videos here on YouTube. They help out tremendously too. Thank you. Anyway, these tongues that lack yes and no get by just fine, and instead of answering these kinds of questions by simply saying yes or no, they instead have a unique kind of way of responding known as an echo answer. Echo answers are really fun quirks in language, and despite the fact that we have the words yes and no in English, we can technically use them too. We just don't use them all that much, as yes and no are way easier. An echo answer is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's when you answer a simple yes or no question by echoing back the question. Well, kind of. It's not as easy as that. Like if someone asked me in Finnish, do you want to go watch a movie? I wouldn't just say back to them, do you want to go watch a movie as my answer, not literally echoing in that way. Instead, an echo answer depends on you just echoing back the key verb of the question, along with an affirmative or negative marker. So once again, imagine someone asking me in Finnish, do you want to go watch a movie? The key verb is watch. So if I wanted to, I would say I do want to watch a movie. And if I didn't, I would say I don't want to watch a movie. And obviously I'll be saying all of this in Finnish or another language that features echo answers. Yeah, I'm not actually saying Finnish here. Any speaking any Finnish? Sorry about that to anyone wanting to learn some Finnish in this video. If you clicked on this video with the expectation to learn Finnish, why? Because it doesn't mention Finnish anywhere in the thumb. Maybe it will feature Finnish in the thumb. Maybe it'll feature Finnish in the thumb. That's really fun to say. I don't know. This is a massive rhyme, but Amber, cut this out when you need to. I don't know. This is how echo answers work, and they can be applicable to pretty much all yes or no questions. And this is how many languages across the globe go around answering these simple questions. According to one Wikipedia page, around half the world's languages use echo answers, so there's clearly a lot of them out there. And while it might seem like a really roundabout way of answering questions, especially for many of us who are blessed with those words of yes or no, it goes to show that it still is very much achievable. And in the same way we English speakers aren't fazed by echo questions, I'm sure speakers of echo answer languages aren't too fazed by them either. One last thing I really want to highlight is that as well as having echo answers, there is also something known as an echo question. These are found in English as well as other languages, and it's when we respond to a statement with a question, normally out of shock or because you didn't hear it quite right. Like if someone told you they're moving to the moon, you may respond with something like, you're moving where? And that's a prime example of an echo question. And this is a weird one because most of my videos involve me answering questions, but even questions can pose even more questions that need answers too. This video has been a bit of a mishmash of ideas. I just clearly had a lot of questions about questions and I wanted to just shove them all in one video like this. But go suggest a topic down below which we could cover in next Monday's Name It Fame video. It could be about literally anything and the topic can be as niche or broad as you like. I will then choose 3 of those topics and place them in a poll for my patrons to vote on. Then the winner from the poll will be the topic covered in next Monday's Name Explain video. You can vote in that poll as well as enjoy many other great benefits by visiting patreon.com/nameexplain, which will be linked down below, and by donating just $1 a month. Thank you. Anyway, that's more than enough on myself, but don't forget to go follow me on Instagram where Name Explain YT, and don't forget to join the Facebook page Friends of Name Explain, where you can chat with myself and many other name nerds. Okay all, take care. Recording? Yeah, let's begin, shall we? Do you think you could survive? God, it's really raining, can you hear that? Weird, I think I'm going with weird. DeWeird. Yeah, John DeWeird. Sorry, I'm just going to have to pronounce that. Well, before I just noticed, just as I cut off that last thing, I'm really licking my lips. I said dry lips, and I still do by the time it's starting there. Yeah, sorry, there. That's gross. Anyway, carry on. I hit the shelf. I was going to knock it all down them. Anyway, sorry, I got a text just as that went off. You know when someone sends you loads of photos on WhatsApp and it just alerts you to one of them at a time? That's happening right now. And my phone is going to vibrate every time. Take care. Right, I best see what those images are. Bye.